Hello and welcome to EC Electronics. So in this video we are going to see the working principles of indicating instruments. There are three type of working principles or three categories. The first one is deflecting force type indicating instruments. Second one is controlling force type. Third one is damping type. Okay, so there are various subcategories of these three broad classifications and we'll be seeing about all these subcategories or sub-classifications in a pure exam point of view in this video. Okay, so if you found the video useful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Now let's see the working principles of the indicating instruments. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about the working principle of indicating instruments. So we have discussed the type or the category of instruments. So in that category, there is one type called indicating instrument. And in the indicating instrument, what is actually leading to the measurement or the indication to happen? That is actually classified as three type of forces will actually cause the device to indicate or to read the measurement or to show us the measurement. Okay, that can be either deflecting force, controlling force or damping force. For example, if you are taking an instrument with a needle, the needle has to deflect, right? In order to indicate the measurement, the needle has to move or to deflect. So what are the reason or what are the various forces acting on the various type of instruments which are actually of indicating type to cause the movement of the needle? That is the classification. It can be due to deflecting force or due to controlling force or due to damping force. Okay, so after taking the measurement, consider that your instrument is taking the measurement with the needle. So after taking the measurement, when the instrument is removed from the measuring point, it has to return to the initial state also, right? So it will be in this position, it has to return to the steady state. So this also has to occur, right? So for all these things, for the deflection and to the returning of the needle, there are various forces acting on the instruments. There are various type of instruments are there. So the forces are actually of three type: deflecting, controlling and damping. Now, in the deflecting type of indicating instruments, or if the force is deflecting type, that can be due to electrostatic effect or due to induction effect or due to magnetic effect or Hall effect or due to thermal effect. Then the controlling force, if the force acting on the instrument is a controlling type of force, that can be due to spring control or due to gravity control. Okay. Then the last type is damping force. So here there is some damping forces actually causing the needle to move and to return. Okay, so that can be air friction damping or fluid friction damping or eddy current damping. Okay, so we'll be discussing about all these things in a pure exam point of view. Okay, so for especially the diploma examinations, these things are very important, or these topics are very important. So we'll be discussing about all these type of effects and forces in a pure exam point of view. So first let us see what are the various deflecting forces and what are actually happening in these instruments. So the first type of indicating instruments that we are going to see, the deflecting force type, and the first force is due to the electrostatic effect. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the instruments in which we apply electrostatic force or electrostatic effect causes the deflection of the pointer. Okay, so these are actually deflecting type. So here there is some electrostatic force which causes the pointer to move. So if you see the figure, you can see that there are two plates. One is a fixed plate, there is a moving plate, and what happens is that we apply a voltage across these plates, and due to this applied voltage, these plates in between, they get charged, and what happens, the moving plate will actually move towards the fixed plate. Okay, so they get charged and produce a force, and this force causes the movement of the moving plate, and when the moving plate is moving along with that the pointer is also moving. Okay, so this is happening in an electrostatic effect type of indicating instrument. There is a voltage applied, and according to that voltage a force is generated which causes the movement of the plate, and which in turn causes the movement of the pointer. Okay, and hence it gives the indication. The second type is the induction type. So there is an inductive force occurring here which causes the indication to happen or the pointer to move. Okay, so if you see this figure, there are two electromagnets, and these electromagnets are excited with the help of AC supply, and there is a non-magnetic conducting disc placed in between these electromagnets. And so when the magnets get charged up, it will causes the disc to move. So what happens is that an EMF is induced in the disc, and when a closed path is provided, the current will flow, and hence the disc will move. Okay, so due to this magnetic effect or this inductive effect, the disc will get moved, or the movement of the disc happens, and along with that the pointer will also move. Okay, so that is the next type of instrument, which is a induction effect type indicating instrument. So these two comes under the category of deflecting force type indicating instruments. Okay, next we are going to see the third one. So the next type of deflecting indicating instruments are using Hall effect. Okay, so these instruments make use of Hall effect for making the pointer to move. Okay, so the Hall effect causes the pointer to move. So that type of deflecting instruments are of this category. Okay, so what happens here is there is some Hall voltage is generated. That is when a conductor is placed in a magnetic field. So this B is indicating the magnetic field, and the magnetic field is actually perpendicular to the plane of the conductor. This is the plane of the conductor, and this magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the conductor. This is I. Okay. So what happens is voltage is introduced. So when a conductor is placed perpendicular to the magnetic field, some voltage is induced, and that voltage is called the Hall voltage, and it is proportional to magnetic field into current. So current will be in this direction, and this effect or this current is made used to move the pointer or make the pointer to deflect. So that type of instruments are called the Hall effect type deflecting instruments. Okay, so that is the third category. The fourth category is the instruments which make use of magnetic effect to move the pointer. So in this video we are actually discussing the various categories of indicating instruments. So in all these instruments there is a pointer, and what effect these instruments are making use to move the pointer we are discussing. Okay, so again there are three categories: deflecting type, controlling type, and indicating type, damping type. Okay, so the first category we are actually seeing here. So all these effects, that is magnetic effect and Hall effect and thermal effect, all these are coming under the broad classification of deflecting type of indicating instruments. Okay, so the fourth one is magnetic effect. So here what happens is whenever a conductor carrying current is placed in magnetic field, it is experiencing a force, right? So this force will cause the pointer to move. So consider that this is the conductor which is carrying current, and it is being introduced to a magnetic field. That is, it is going to be placed into a coil. So this conductor will experience some force, and this force will cause the pointer to move. Now this force can be either attracting type or can be repulsing type, right? So based on the position of the magnet and the conductor, it can be attracting type or repulsing type, and hence this type of instruments can be of two category: attractive type moving iron instrument or repulsion type moving iron instrument. Okay, whether the force is attracting the conductor towards it or it is repulsing. So anyway, there is a movement of the pointer happening. Okay, then the last category is, or the fifth category is, thermal effect type or the instruments which make use of thermal effect. So what happens is that we all know that there is some expansion and contraction of materials can happen due to the temperature variation. So when the instrument is expanding, the pointer will move and it will return to the steady state when the conductor or the material is contracting. Okay, so this causes the pointer to move. So that is the fifth classification, in which the thermal effect is actually the driving factor which causes the movement of the pointer. Okay, so these are the 5 type of deflecting indicating instruments or deflective type indicating instruments. Next, we are going to see the controlling type indicating instruments. The next type of indicating instruments are making use of the controlling forces. There are mainly 2 type of controlling forces. It can be due to some spring control or due to gravity control. Okay, so these are the controlling type indicating instruments. So the first one is spring control type. So there is a spring which we are actually making use to cause the pointer to move and come back to the steady state. So consider that whenever a pointer connected to this spindle is deflecting. So when the pointer is actually deflecting, the spring gets tightened up. Okay. So the spring will tighten up and it will be having a tendency to unwind. And this tendency or the repelling force which will tend the spring to unwind will causes the pointer bring back to the initial or the steady state. Okay, so consider that when the pointer is deflecting, the spring will get tightened up. Okay, so this spring has a tendency to release or unwind. Okay, and it will cause a reflecting force or a opposing force which will cause this pointer to come back to the steady state. So this is the working of a spring control type instrument. Okay, so this spring tightens and unwinds or tightens and releases, and this causes the pointer to come back, and also while the pointer is moving, the spring is getting tightened up. Okay, so this is happening in a spring control type instrument. Then the second type is gravity control type instruments. So here some gravitational force is acting just like the spring. Here there is a gravitational force. So whenever there is a pointer movement happening, there is a controlled weight which will get displaced, but the gravitational force is trying to pull back the control weight in a steady state or in the vertical direction. So which will cause the pointer to come back to the steady state. Okay, so this is happening in a gravity control type instrument. So when the pointer is moving, what happens? There is some displacement happening to the control weight. So the control weight was initially vertical, but when the pointer is actually moving, so when the pointer is moving in this direction, the weight will get displaced, but the gravitational force will pull back this weight to the vertical state. So always the gravitational force pulls us vertically downward, right? And hence when the weight is coming back to the initial state, the pointer will also come back to the steady state. So initially the pointer was here, then it comes back to the steady state. Okay, so this is the very simple explanation of gravitational control. And the gravitational torque is given by the equation W into L into sine theta, where W is the weight, L is the length till the controlled weight, and theta is the displacement which is happening to the weight when the pointer is actually deflecting. So when the weight is moving in this direction, the pointer has to deflect in the other direction. Okay, so this is happening in a gravity control type indicating instrument. The next type of indicating instruments are making use of damping forces. So this damping forces causes the pointer to settle. So mainly these type of damping forces will cause the pointer to settle down to the initial point or in the steady state. So that is actually the use of this damping forces. It will be deflected. The damping force will cause the pointer to settle to the steady state. Okay. Now there are mainly three type of damping forces. First one is air friction damping. Second one is fluid friction damping, and third one is eddy current damping. The first one is air friction. So here from the name itself it is clear that the air friction will causes the pointer to settle back. So what is happening here is, you can see that there is a piston. This is an aluminum piston. It is placed in an airtight chamber, and to the end of the piston there is a pointer connected. So the working principle of this air friction damping instruments is that there will be some airtight chamber, and there is a aluminum piston placed inside that chamber, and to the end of the piston there is a pointer connected. So the movement of the piston and the pointer is actually connected. When the pointer is moving, the piston will move inwards. That is towards inside the chamber. So what happens is that the space in between the chamber, so we consider that this is the chamber, there is a piston. Okay, so when the piston is moving inward means the space in between will get reduced and the pressure will get increased. Okay, so this happens when the pointer is moving. When the pointer is not moving, the piston will come back. Okay, that is move in this direction. The piston will come back and the air pressure inside the chamber will get actually reduced. So this pressure reduction will cause the pointer to come back to the steady state. So when the pointer is actually deflecting, the piston move inwards. When the pointer is not deflecting, the piston move outwards and the pressure will get reduced, which will bring back the pointer to the steady state. So this is the working of a air friction damping system. So the air friction or the air pressure, you can say in simple words like air pressure inside the chamber will actually cause the pointer to settle down. So that is the working of a air friction chamber. I hope it is clear. Second one is the fluid friction damping systems. So here the working is exactly the same. Only difference is that in place of air, we are actually using some damping oil. And we are placing a disc above this damping oil and we are connecting the pointer here. So here will be the pointer. So what happens when the pointer is moving, the disc will move down. The pressure will get builded inside. Then when the pointer is not moving, the piston move back. The pointer will go back to the steady state. Okay, so these are actually very simple explanations of working of these type of systems. The third one and the last one is eddy current damping system. So we all know that whenever a conductor is actually moving in the magnetic field, that is whenever a conductor moves in a magnetic field, an EMF will get induced in the conductor. Okay, so this is a very famous thing or a very common thing is happening to the conductor which is moving in a magnetic field, and that is an EMF is getting induced into it. And if a closed path is provided, it will result in a circulating current called eddy current. Okay, I will draw a very simple figure for you. So there is a magnetic field generator, there is a conductor, and when the conductor is moving in, what happens? There is some EMF is induced, and when there is a closed path provided, it will cause the current which is called a eddy current. This current will interact with the magnetic field present inside this coil or any magnetic source. It will interact, the current will interact with the magnetic field and produce a torque. Okay, and this torque will oppose the movement of the conductor. And when a pointer is connected to this conductor, this current will try to bring back the pointer to the initial state or the steady state. Okay, and also the torque is proportional to the product of magnetic field and velocity of the conductor. So that is the concept of eddy current damping. So this current is actually an opposing current or a damping type of current which will actually tend to prevent the movement of the conductor. Okay, so this is actually causing a damping effect, and which will make use of the that is, this eddy current is causing the pointer to settle down. Okay, so that is eddy current damping. So these are the three categories of indicating instruments: the deflecting force type, controlling force type, and damping type. So these various forces, that is the deflecting forces and the controlling forces and the damping forces, will cause the pointer in the instrument, the indicating type of instrument, to move and also to settle down. Okay, so we have discussed various cases. Some of them are causing the deflection, some of them help in the settle down, that is, helps the pointer to settle down. Okay, so these are the various type of forces or the working principles of indicating instruments. I really hope that you understood the concepts. We have discussed all the points or all areas in a pure exam point of view. So if you are preparing for some examinations, I'm really hoping that you understood these concepts so that you can write the exam or some competitive examination. If yes, please do give it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends. And if you want more videos, please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and keep on watching.